Welcome to yet another episode of my Day After Thoughts. This time, it is following the Seattle Seahawks victory over the Carolina Panthers, 30-27. Last second field goal by Sebastian Janikowski won this for the Seattle Seahawks. So definitely feel a little bit differently today than I did yesterday. But first, for all those that are watching for the first time, I'm Chris Jenkins, a credentialed news member that covers the Carolina Panthers. I've been doing so for a number of years. So welcome to the channel. Subscribe if you've not subscribed before. Hit that bell notification if you haven't done that, because I go live a lot of times, oftentimes before a game, and I love to interact with my viewers. So thoughts about this game. How do I feel about the team right now? Yesterday, it was a frustrating day for sure, which is what started me to doing these Day After Thoughts a long time ago. So as a whole, I don't feel too bad right now about this team. You know, feeling like we got spoiled several years ago when we went 15-1, and before people start screaming at me, I'm not saying that I'm not upset about the game yesterday, but as a whole, I'm okay because we still have a lot of good weapons. We still have a lot of potential. We not at a point where this team is about to be torn apart, coaches torn apart, everything, and we got 3 years of rebuilding and craziness and stuff like that. So that's the basis of where I say as a whole, I feel okay. A lot of people have been talking about people's jobs. I'm just going to specifically talk about Ron Rivera. Hate it or love it, I feel like his job is safe because he has such a good career, like such good credentials with this team. Since he's taken over the team, which was what, and got in my notes here, 2011, third place, second place, first place, first place, first place. After the Super Bowl, we had a fourth place finish, and I'm talking about NFC South finishes, which gets you to the playoffs. And right now, we're in a second place in the NFC South. Again, spiraling, short term, not looking good, but overall, Rivera has just not been horrible where he needs to be booted immediately. Other thoughts that come to mind is, you know, dang, we still wasted a pretty good outing on the offensive side by Christian McCaffrey. Just continue like set records every game day. Seems like yesterday, getting over 100 yards rushing and receiving, having the most combined yards in a single game. Just a bunch of career day stats for him and franchise stats for him, as well as Cam Newton having a spectacular day. I know yesterday I mentioned about his, you know, storing the ball a little bit deeper. You know, that's I guess nitpicky if you want to look at the whole big picture of everything. The Cam had a pretty good day, having perfect record, completion percentage that is, in that first half, and immediately, you know, breaking that in the second half. So let's move on. I got a few topics that I'm going to go over. One is this playoff picture. So right now you're looking at a graphic of the playoff picture as it is right now. So the Carolina Panthers are not in that picture at all. First week that they have not been in this graphic that you're looking at right now. Out of the top six, currently in 8th place and not in favorable position with some of these matchups due to tiebreakers. So Seattle Seahawks, they win a tiebreaker there. They as in the Seattle Seahawks. If the Redskins happen to fall, which they could within that division, we lose the tiebreaker against the Washington Redskins. Eagles, we would win that tiebreaker. So furthermore, we need some help to make the playoffs this season. Still, if we were to run the tables, because of those tiebreakers that I just mentioned, we need some other teams to lose. You know, we need the Seattle Seahawks to lose. We need the Redskins to lose a game in order to guarantee us a playoff spot if we were to win throughout. Still got plenty of weeks to go, but I want to touch on that part right now. Next topic, red zone. Red zone, red zone, red zone. So we got into the red zone 7 times yesterday, and our red zone scoring has been hurt. Normally we get into the red zone about 70% of the time. So far we have this season. Yesterday, didn't quite so much get in there. And if you look at Greg Olsen, if you haven't already seen the video, it'll be up for about another day as of this recording right here. We're only allowed to have videos up with players' interviews for 24 hours due to NFL rules. So make sure, another reason to subscribe, but go back and look at that video. You will see a lot of frustration on Greg Olsen's face. And that comes from the red zone scoring, which, you know, they punted one time for the record. They did punt one time yesterday. but getting to the red zone 7 times, getting only 3 touchdowns, having an interception on one, a 4th and 2 on another that they didn't convert, and then the rest were 2 field goals that they had. So they do need to do better. You know, I'm not highly mad at that, because I still feel like if we had gotten field goal, at least get field goals on all those possessions, we're still looking at a different story. And who knows what would happen if Cam in that pass to Chris Manhertz, just a little short. But, you know, I go to say, give us the field goals, we still make it in there. But we didn't. We lost the game. The next topic, injuries. We had a few yesterday, which, you know, didn't have too many, but they proved to be crucial to that game. We had Dante Jackson, who has been a very durable guy. He was durable in college. He's gotten dinged up a few times this season, but he hasn't missed any games. Yet to see what's going to happen with his latest injury. Today, Rivera spoke with the media. He makes a point not to talk to the media he makes a point not to talk to the trainers until after the meeting, because he doesn't want to give those updates. So no new updates on Dante Jackson or Damiere Byrd. And Damiere Byrd, I'm kind of getting concerned about, to tell you the truth. I like the guy. I like a lot of these guys because I get to meet them and talk to him a little bit personally. I don't know him personally per se. But Damiere Byrd has been getting dinged up a lot. And when he gets dinged up, he's missing games. So I think that's the biggest thing against Damiere and his future in the NFL is him getting dinged up and missing games due to that. So we're going to have to see. Continue to follow me this week. I'll give you guys some updates on those injuries. And the biggest thing that I continue to think about yesterday was, man, what was the most damaging thing that happened yesterday? To me, there were so many. It's like, yay, we're doing good. Then, bam, these bad things happened, you know. In no particular order, you had the interception that Cam threw. You had Captain Muddlin just misplaying the ball on that final drive, which the Seahawks end up scoring that field goal. You had Corn Elder, who didn't defend well on the deep ball. He was there in position, didn't defend well. You had James Bradbury, who is another guy that has been playing pretty well overall, but each game lately, seems like the past 3 games, he'll have a mistake that is emphasized so much because of the big gain that is taken from that. And where do you get these guys breaking down? Like I just talked about some defensive things. Is it the coaching? Is it the coaching? You got to start to look at all those pieces. But the last one that I'll mention, which is huge because it was one of the last attempts that we had, was Graham Gano missing his field goal. So Graham Gano, again, I feel like short-term frustration, right? You're not happy with his performance yesterday, but all the talk about firing Graham Gano, releasing him, he needs to sell his house, I think is utterly ridiculous. Now, should you be upset about yesterday? Absolutely. Again, short term, absolutely. But like getting rid of this guy, he just signed a long-term deal last year for a reason. The guy is an all-pro. Look at any of the stats out there. He's a top-tier kicker in this league. If you let him go right now, who are you getting that's going to make you say yay, other than the fact that you're happy that a guy got fired? I don't think you're going to get somebody that's an all-pro kicker that's available and to be on this team right now. So that's my thoughts on the Graham Gano. But the stop of the question was biggest mistake. The one that frustrates me the most, and I definitely want you all to chime in here on all the topics that I've covered today, and you'll see I'm going to respond to all those comments that you will leave. I feel like Corn Elder was the biggest mistake. Not like I dislike him overall the most, nothing like that. Just the biggest mistake, and here's why. He was in position that entire route. He didn't lose the ball like Captain Mullen did. He didn't get bit on a fake by the wide receiver. He was with that wide receiver step by step all the way down. The thing that frustrates me the most about Corn's play, he never put his hands up against a defender. And, there's reports of the Seattle Seahawks teach their guys to put their hands up. I don't care. He never at one time put his hands up. And I think that's just due to inexperience. You know, he was on injured reserve last year, didn't get basically any playing time. This is his first time getting significant playing time. I wouldn't be even ready to rule out Corn as a player that needs to be replaced because he is so new. But for me, I give him the award of, if I should say award. Should I say award when it's something negative? But he gets my unfortunate play of the day for yesterday's loss. So there you have it. There are my day after thoughts, a little different than traditionally. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. But if you're watching up to this point and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that bell notification. Until next time, I'm Chris Jenkins for Charlotte Vibe.